வாழ்க வளமுடன். உலக சமுதாய சேவா சங்கம் கர்நாடக மண்டலத்தின் சார்பாக இன்றைய ஆத்ம சங்கமா நிகழ்ச்சியில் இணைந்த இருபால் மையன்பர்கள் அனைவரையும் வரவேற்கிறோம். இன்றைய நற்சிந்தனையில் நாம் சிந்திக்க இருப்பது ஹம்பிள்னஸ் என்ற தலைப்பில் நம்மிடையே உரையாட அருள்நிதி திருமதி கீதா ராஜன் அம்மா அவர்கள் பெங்களூரு பந்திஷில நகர ஸ்கை அறக்கட்டளைக்கு உட்பட்ட முத்தியால் நகர தவ மையத்தில் இருந்து நம்முடைய இணைந்துள்ளார்கள். அம்மா அவர்களை உங்கள் அனைவரின் சார்பாகவும் கர்நாடக மாநிலத்தில் உள்ள அனைத்து உலக சமுதாய சேவா சங்கங்களின் சார்பாகவும் அன்புடன் வரவேற்கிறோம். அம்மா அவர்கள் போஸ்ட் கிராஜுவேட் முடித்திருக்கிறார்கள். அம்மா அவர்கள் சிறந்த இல்லத்த அரசியாக இருந்து கொண்டு ஒய்ஹெச்இயில் அட்வான்ஸ்டு டிப்ளமா முடித்திருக்கிறார்கள். அம்மா அவர்கள் 2009ஆம் ஆண்டிலிருந்து உலக சமுதாய சேவா சங்கத்தோடு தன்னை இணைத்துக் கொண்டு சுமார் 3 ஆண்டுகளாக தொண்டாற்றி வருகிறார்கள். இப்போது அம்மா அவர்கள் தனது உரையை ஆங்கிலத்திலே நிகழ்த்த இருக்கிறார்கள். வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
வாழ்க வளமுடன். Be blessed by the divine. Baalige Samriddhi Ondige. Friends, my sincere thanks to the World Community Service Center. My gratitude to our President, WCSC Karnataka Zone, Dr. P. Dhanapati. Also my thanks to our Vice President, WCSC Smart, Dr. Vijaya Dhanapati, for giving me an opportunity to address this session. My thanks also to Veluswamy sir for his belief in me. Also to my teacher Parvati Bhai for her supporting words, "You can do it, Ma." Also my sincere acknowledgement to our host, Mr. Karunakaran. Last but not the least, I would thank all my friends from the Mutyal Nagara Dhyana Kendra for being my support always. My humble prostrations to Arul Tande Vedatri Maharishi for his guidance, and I seek his blessings for today's session. May the whole world enjoy prosperity, happiness, and peace. Be blessed by the divine. May we be guided by our Guru. Today, the topic that I wish to churn is humbleness or humility. Let's look at the meaning of the word humbleness. Perhaps pride and arrogance. Being modest is humbleness. To a certain extent, absence of ego is also a state of humbleness. Maharishi himself was an embodiment of humbleness, selflessness, kindness, samabhavana or equanimity. The most example that we can start with is an embodiment of all these qualities. Moving towards the topic, let's check out a few things. As a spiritual seekers, our path, I guess, is to attain liberation. Our past karma, I'm sure, must have been surely good. Our light mind has set us up in this path. We are all in this path on a journey towards liberation. Second point, are we abiding unto the law of nature? Are we one with the nature and all living beings? What is the nature of my action? Are they free from desire, or is it desire oriented, result oriented, falsified doership, feeling that I am the doer, or deliberate purpose in what we are doing? That is ego. Are we happy? This question we must ask. Because of the limitedness, as limited actions can give only limited happiness. Can this satisfy us? Is there a guarantee that we will be happy with the results which is uncertain and dependent on various factors? Will I succeed? I want to be happy but cannot be happy at all times. Results may be to our liking or disliking. It could be sometimes when we work hard, we score good results and we think, yes, I have achieved. There may be times our liking at all. We expected something, but something else happened. In both cases, if you succeed and the results are good, you want to strive even harder. If you have not achieved something, you would want to reach your goal by striving even harder. So your actions become very intense, but there is no happiness. It ends in egoism, becoming stronger and stronger. Greater the ego, we know the problem is more. We, to a certain extent, know what is ego. Feeling that I'm the only one doing, is the feeling that we get, which is ego. Now, how do we build humbleness in order to attain happiness? Because I see humbleness is one thing. It is one thing which can give us happiness at all times. You feel contented. You feel happy about what you have done. It building the right attitude and approach for everything and in every situation is part of humbleness. Being gentle with oneself. Are we gentle with ourselves? We want to be good to others. But are we giving the same thing to ourselves? No, we don't at all times. Right thoughts, building the right thoughts in every situation. That I am not the doer. There is someone above me who is making me do a lot of things. And I'm only at the service of the Supreme. Humbleness is not about how much charity a person gives. He could be doing it to boost his morale and to publicly make it evident that he is the one who has given so much charity. He is feeding the ego. Or we say, Annadanam is Pradhanam, and in this name we feed a lot of people. But is there any genuinity in that when we do? Is there any kind of gratitude that I'm not providing? It is the Supreme who is providing or making me do all this. Humbleness is simply about dropping the ego and building gratification. Be gratitude for everything we do, respecting all living beings and enjoying every moment of our life as a boon for our living. So when we build all these things, what happens is we start enjoying. Let's look forward, look ahead as what other things say. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12 and 16, Krishna talks about Daivika Sampad or divine wealth. One should develop. We just need to revive them. We have these qualities in us. We just have to bring it up through Smriti. Meditation is what? It's all about bringing your good qualities outside and stay there. Yes, I want to develop these qualities in me by reminding our mind who we are. Let's look at some of the Daivika Sampashna talks about fearlessness, purity of mind, Dhamma or controlling senses, straightforwardness, ahimsa, satyam is truth, akrodha is being free from anger, tyaga is renunciation of attachments, shanti is absolute peace, daya is compassion, forgiveness, mardhavam, handle everyone with pure heart, dhruti, never give up, come what may. And Nati Manita is absence of pride, which is humility. Why build humility? What does it benefit? What kind of benefits do we have? It has a lot of benefits. We will look up in the coming lines how to develop humbleness and make it our natural quality in oneself. I have for you some 8 points. If we develop these things, I am sure humbleness will easily set in us. Attachment, first is, these are the powers that we must develop in us. Okay, let us look at the first power to detach and withdraw. This is the first thing that we must understand very clearly, that attachment causes negative energy. People very proudly talk about their children's achievement and get attached to their success, building expectation more and more. Oh, my child is doing very well. He must do very well. If for some reason the child has not done, the mother is the first person to get very disappointed. My kids, and very proudly, the mother tells everyone, I'm a good friend of my child, and the child listens to me every time. These proud statements, but get disappointed when their image about their children undergoes changes resulting in negative feelings. We parents, we are the cause for all these things because of attachments. This stunts the growth of the child. Have you realized there is a blockage even while in our day-to-day life? If somebody points out something, your mind goes there and doesn't move forward. Similarly, for a child, the expectation as a result of competition in the mind of the mother blocks all routes to growth. Then the mother will say, my child was perfectly all right, and will put the blame on the teacher or the co-students. Is that correct? When the mother starts to withdraw from this, she will help the child in growing. Power to withdraw means being completely detached and not affected by anything. If we start practicing, we'll make a good future for our children, giving freedom to self and others. That's the understanding we should build. Okay. Now moving on to the next point, power to let go. Accepting others' viewpoint and say, yes, you are correct. Is it very difficult? Even if you disapprove, the reason being they are saying things from their level of understanding of the universe. You have moved ahead, but others are just raising above. We need not prove our point to justify that we are right. Spirituality expects one to understand others with a let go attitude. Letting go of the views one is attached to and letting go of others' perspective as wrong. These 2 things we must follow. What happens when you do this? You gain respect as you respect, and the other person also starts respecting your views. You start accepting. Then the third step that must check is whether we have the power to tolerate, meaning unconditional love and acceptance. Building tolerance for everything means porumai in Tamil. Things may not go the way we want, but we should build this tolerance, not controlling the situation which was against our expectation and seeing good in everything that's happening around. This helps in coming out of the limitedness and we move on to the unlimited. It's a gain for us actually. Generally, people feel, why should I tolerate others' behavior? It's a general statement. I should give it back to that person. I don't have to worry about what the other person is saying. But generally, when you remember, every bad situation, every single bad situation has brought out the best in us, whether at work, whether at home, whether with people. You've always found that bad situation, but if you're, time for yourself in a quietudeness, you will find that this has helped me in overcome many things. This is experience. We understand all Atma are in a journey towards seeking the truth. Remember that at any point, maybe not in this birth, maybe the next birth, we are all on a journey. So let us not bind anyone by our intolerance. Next, moving on to the fourth point, power to acceptance. Are we accepting everyone as they are? Is the mind contented? Everything is an illusion. We all know by now. With time, it will pass. You start accepting the body language of the other person, which may cause irritation. Many people get, worked up and they cannot accept somebody else's behavior. Just the way they speak, just the way they move around, they don't accept it. But how can we overcome all this? By accepting them. Next, what happens once you accept, you get the ability to differentiate or the power to discern between right and wrong. Helps in purification of one's own mind. Self-introspection becomes easier. Now that you have the power to, differentiate, now you gain the power to take a decision. Your mind comes to a state of calmness. You don't have to run about to check whether what I am doing is correct or incorrect, taking somebody else's opinion. Guidance is different, but day-to-day life decisions, you can take it by yourself. You handle situation fearlessly as you have allowed the light of knowledge to enter. Then once you are ahead of this step, you're ready to face any challenge in the life. That is the power to face situations with the right energy. Okay, I can handle. Becomes a habit and we are able to overcome our weaknesses. What are we doing? We are just on the journey to overcome our weaknesses. We want to strengthen what is weak and build a good character within us. So you're building Daivika Sampat, divine wealth, which is already there. You're just by churning, you're trying to figure out, yes, I have these qualities. I must bring it to open. I can apply them in my day-to-day life. Is it a difficult thing? It requires a little bit of thinking. Finally, the power to cooperate emerges. When you are successful in all these 7 listed powers, you become cooperative with everyone. Your consciousness become very pure. You understand, you become a witness, and ego is absent and humbleness sits in us naturally. And the inner strength increases. It's such a beautiful thing when we practice. It'll definitely, we have to do it for the sake of others, for the people around us. We have to, there's nothing more. If we wake up in the morning, we are lucky. We have one more day to work on ourselves. So all the above qualities are within us with the help of the divine energy. The divine wealth or the Daivika Sampat emerges effortlessly. These are the 8 things that we must surely develop in us. And remember the twofold path virtue as propounded by Maharishi. We do it as an auto-suggestion every day. I in my lifetime will not cause any harm to anybody, either physically or mentally. I will render all possible help to those who are suffering. Sets in naturally, and our blessings is with from the heart. You're letting other person also finish all their karmas. You're not building another karma. You are helping them achieve what they want, because mind needs quietudeness. to do any work, peace is very, very important for the mind to think rationally, to think properly, to justify what I'm doing is correct, or is there anything else that you're always on the path of improving yourself. You're not improving anybody else, but when you build these values inside you, you start helping others to also see that light. Yes, if I do, my success is definite. Definite. So, in this connection, I would like to share a beautiful story which I read recently, and it really moved me. I want to share this. I'm just going to read out what I have written so that you can gain the knowledge. A young laborer came to a restaurant one evening to have a meal. The owner of the restaurant, while conversing with the laborer, found that he was saving to bring his family to the city for a better life. He had an aged mother, a wife, and two young sons. He was hoping to give them good education and a decent life. He just arrived into the city and has found a menial work at a scrap metal site down the road. The owner was impressed with his hard work and diligence and also his family values. He was talking to him. The owner was generally, building conversation. The owner encouraged the laborer and packed his meal for him and told him that it would just cost him 50 cents. The laborer was happy because it was fitting his pocket also. Now, several years went by and the laborer stopped at the restaurant every evening to get his one meal of the day and would chat with him, with the restaurant owner, who never failed to inquire about his family. See the humbleness of the owner. He would keep talking about his family, how they were doing and things like that. One evening, the laborer came with a happy smile on his face. He now had a modest house and found a school for the boys. He also sent for his family to join him. The restaurant owner was very happy for him. The laborer then told him that he was in a mood to celebrate and that he would be spending $5 on the meal. Today he was very happy. I have money. Let me, enjoy a nice feast for myself. That evening, the owner packed his meal and went away home. As usual, the owner packed his box and went away. The laborer, after getting back home, was shocked to see the same food that he had been receiving for this last 6 years. He was in a big shock. He thought, what, today also I got the same food? Do I deserve this? He was so upset that as he was planning a feast and felt cheated by his friend, that is the owner of the restaurant, he immediately rushed back and complained about the same meal pack. The worker in the restaurant said, "Sir, this is our most expensive meal and it costs $5. Are you getting what happened? Suddenly, the laborer, he was never cheated, but was given their best meal, which cost $5 for 50 cents for 6 years. The owner of the restaurant has been so obliging, so kind to pack he didn't want this laborer to suffer because of that $5. He was taking only 50 cents every day so that the laborer doesn't feel he has been taking the food free of cost. And then he was actually giving him the best meal. He was really ashamed of himself and turned away quickly to hide the tears. Who? The laborer. The staff said, "1 minute, sir. My boss knew you would come back and I was to give you this bag." Can you imagine what this bag contained? When he opened the bag, he found all the 50 cents that had been spent at this restaurant for the last 6 years. He wept and he felt ashamed of his actions, and he was very, very unhappy because he had judged too quickly. He felt entitled and prideful. He had repaid kindness with suspicion and anger. What did the laborer do? He created a doubt about the owner. He had failed to give proper thanks when needed. We don't even thank people for what little things we do. We don't have to tell it through mouth, but we can from heart say, "Varga Valamudan." We fail to recognize the simple things God gives us daily. We are ungrateful and unappreciative and constantly complain about things we do not have. That is the biggest lesson. The restaurant owner, out of humility and his love for humanity, did his best as service by giving food to the laborer without any expectations or attachment. Can you see all the qualities here? Accepted the attitude of the laborer as he knew he would come back. He knew this would happen. Yet he kept the money back ready with a sense of letting go. Can you see these qualities? Because if it were somebody else, the person would have taken back the 50 cents also. You don't deserve this money also, go back, he would say. But this person did not, yet he kept the money back ready with a sense of letting go. He handled the situation with the right energy, with no ego whatsoever, just humility. Nature taught the laborer a great lesson for life, the value of being humble. So this is what I wanted to share for today. Yes, we can also do it with a little effort and can be humble. All we need to do a bit of effort. Tell your mind to elevate the state of your mind. You can tell your mind you're egoless, you're free from ego. I'm at the service of the Lord always. My heart is filled with God's purity. I'm a powerful soul. When you keep telling your mind, yes, you can do it, yes, you can do it, you are filled with compassion for all. You will start building these qualities inside you, and I'm sure we can also walk this path in a very, very natural way. Thank you so much. வாழ்க வளமுடன், வாழ்க வளமுடன், வாழிகே சம்பிருத்தி வந்திகே. Be blessed by the divine, and I thank all the participants who have given me this support today and listening to this topic, which is never ending. Thank you so much.
வாழ்க வளமுடன். மிக்க நன்றி அம்மா. பி பிளஸ் பை தி டிவைன். ஹம்பிள்னஸ், பணிவு என்கின்ற தலைப்பிலே மிக எளிமையான ஆங்கிலத்திலே நமக்காக உரையாடினார்கள். இப்போது ஐயம் தெளியும் நேரம். கேள்விகளை கேட்க ஐயங்கள் உங்களிடம் இருந்தால் அதை கேள்விகளாக கேட்கும் அன்பர்கள் ஹேண்ட்ரைஸ் பட்டனை அழுத்தி கேள்விகளை கேட்கலாம். அதுக்கு முன்பாக ஒரு சிறு அறிவிப்பு உள்ளது. இன்றைய மாலை 4:15 மணிக்கு பஞ்சபூத நவகிரகத்தவம் கன்னடத்தில் எடுக்கப்படும். 4:45 மணிக்கு வேர்ல்டு பீஸ் பிளஸ்ஸிங். 4:55 மணிக்கு கன்னடத்தில் ஸ்பீச். யத்பவம் தத்பவதி என்ற தலைப்பிலே ராஜலட்சுமி அம்மாள் அவர்கள் பேசியிருக்கிறார்கள். நாளை மதியம் 12:01 மணிக்கு ஸ்ரீ செந்தில் முருகன் அவர்கள் திருக்குறள் விச் ஹெல்ப்ஸ் ஃபார் மாடர்ன் லைஃப் என்ற தலைப்பிலே உரையாட இருக்கிறார்கள். அதை அடுத்து 4:15 மணிக்கு கன்னடத்தில் ஸ்கை அசிஸ்டன்ட் ப்ரொஃபஸர் ஸ்ரீமதி பாரதி அம்மா அவர்கள் சுவபாவா என்ற தலைப்பிலே உரையாட இருக்கிறார்கள். இப்போது ஐயம் தெரியும் நேரம். கேள்விகளை கேட்பவர்கள் ஹேண்ட்ரைஸ் பட்டனை அழுத்தி கேள்விகளை கேட்கலாம். வாழ்க வளமுடன். வசந்தா அன்மியூட் பண்ணிக்கலாமா? உங்க கேள்வி கேளுங்க.
Be blessed by the divine Gita.
Thank you so much, Vasanta
It
madam.
was very, very beautiful presentation. Humbleness, which is the need of an hour, and the ways, the different eight ways to get ourselves involved, get the humbleness, how we can cultivate that humbleness in our life. That was beautifully explained by you, and the story really eye-opener. The story is really eye-opener. Thank you, Gita, so much for such a beautiful lecture. Thank you so much. Be blessed
Thank you,
by the
Vasanta
divine.
madam.
Okay.
Thank you, Vasanta madam.
Thank you.
மகேஸ்வரி அன்மியூட் பண்ணிக்கலாம்.
மேடம் வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
Very good presentation, madam. Very neat and very easy to understand. Very good. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
பார்வதி ராவ் மேடம் அன்மியூட் பண்ணிட்டு பேசலாம்.
வாழ்க வளமுடன். கீதா மேடம் வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
Thank you so much.
Very nice explanation about the humbleness. You have explained in a very easily you have explained.
Thank you.
But very nice presentation of you. Thank you, ma. வாழ்க
Thank you,
வளமுடன்.
Parvati madam. Thank you.
பத்மாவதி அம்மா அன்மியூட் பண்ணிட்டு பேசலாம்.
வாழ்க வளமுடன். Geetama, that was a very wonderful speech on humbleness. The points which you gave us are the 8 points. We have to put it in use. It is a day-to-day routine which we have to follow. I think that is what has put me into listening to you continuously, and though I had a work, I just set it aside just to listen to you. It was amazing because these things we need time to do it. And we have to practice them, and it takes a lot of effort. Like you said, we have to think about others, we should believe in others. That is the thing which I think ego comes in between. Like you said, we have to give up our ego. Thank you so much for the beautiful lecture. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Geetama.
Padma.
வாழ்க
வாழ்க
வளமுடன்.
வளமுடன். Thank you. Be blessed by the divine.
கிரிஜா நாராயணன் அன்மியூட் பண்ணிட்டு பேசலாம்.
வாழ்க வளமுடன். Geeta Rajan, your speech was about humbleness was very wonderful, and as Mrs. Padma told, we must have to implement and project our life into higher levels. So வாழ்க வளமுடன். Thank you so much.
Thank you, Girija.
சுதா அன்மியூட் பண்ணிட்டு பேசலாங்க.
Geeta Rajan, it was a very wonderful speech, really enjoyed. And I think humbleness, the topic was very good because இப்போ இருக்கிற உலகத்துக்கு இது ரொம்பவே முக்கியமான ஒரு டாபிக். And learned so much things from today by your speech. So thank you. Really enjoyed.
வாழ்க வளமுடன் சுதா.
வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
வாழ்க வளமுடன். இன்று பணிவு ஹம்பிள்னஸ் என்ற தலைப்பிலே நம்மிடையே உரையாடிய அம்மா அவர்களை வாழ்த்தும் நேரம். அனைவரும் துரிய நிலைக்கு வந்துவிடவும். இன்று நம்முடைய இணைந்து நல்ல சிந்தனை அளித்த அருள்நிதி திருமதி கீதா ராஜன் அம்மா அவர்கள் வாழ்க வளமுடன். அவர்கள் உடல் நலம் வாழ்க வளமுடன். அவர்கள் தொண்டு வாழ்க வளமுடன். அவர்கள் அன்பு குடும்பம் வாழ்க வளமுடன். ஆத்ம சங்கமா இணைப்பில் இணைந்த அனைவரும் வாழ்க வளமுடன். கர்நாடக மாநிலத்தில் உள்ள அனைத்து ஸ்கை அறக்கட்டளைகள் வாழ்க வளமுடன். அதில் தொண்டாற்றும் அனைத்து அன்பர்களும் வாழ்க வளமுடன். இந்த வாய்ப்பை நமக்கு அளித்த கர்நாடக மாநில உலக சமுதாய சேவா சங்கத்தின் தலைவர் அருள்நிதி திரு டாக்டர் தனபதி ஐயா அவர்கள் வாழ்க வளமுடன். கர்நாடக மாநில உலக சமுதாய சேவா சங்கத்தின் ஸ்மார்ட் துணை தலைவர் அருள்நிதி திருமதி டாக்டர் விஜய தனபதி அவர்கள் வாழ்க வளமுடன். இப்போது உலக நல வார்த்தை.
உலகமெல்லாம் பருவமழை ஒத்தபடி பெய்யட்டும். உழவரெல்லாம் தானியத்தை உவப்புடனே பெருக்கட்டும். பல தொழில்கள் புரிகின்ற பாட்டாளி உயரட்டும். பகுத்துணர்வில் தொகுத்துணர்வு பண்பாட்டை உயர்த்தட்டும். கலகங்கள் போட்டி பகை கடந்தாட்சி நடக்கட்டும். கல்லாமை கடன் வறுமை களங்கங்கள் மறையட்டும். நலவாழ்வை அளிக்கும் மெய்ஞான ஒளி வீசட்டும். நம் கடமை அறவாழ்வின் நாட்டத்தே சிறக்கட்டும். நம் கடமை அறவாழ்வின் நாட்டத்தே சிறக்கட்டும். நம் கடமை அறவாழ்வின் நாட்டத்தே சிறக்கட்டும். வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளமுடன்.